edition of Peace Heroes. This is October, and it's just a beautiful time of year, but also today is the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi. So we're saying a happy birthday for Mahatma Gandhi. Definitely a peace hero for me. But we have lots of other peace heroes to celebrate today. Also, the celebration of St. Francis of Assisi is this week, who is another peace hero, also peace pilgrim. This is one of her special times, and also we add John Lennon. How's that? Yeah. Some peace songs, and to really make a stand for peace today. Because what we do is we help each other to grow spiritually in a way that really reflects our own souls, but helps us through spiritual principles to live our best lives today through a heart-to-heart spiritual connection. So today we are all about the peace, but let's look at peace from another angle as we all celebrate this wonderful day. I'm really excited today because I don't know about you, but I need a hero. Who needs a hero in their life? Anybody need a hero in their life? Yeah. What did a hero do for you when you were a kid? What did a hero do for you? Shout it out.
Gave us fire.
Gave me strength.
Strength, peace, okay. Inspired you, yes. What else?
Kept us safe.
Kept you safe?
Faith.
Okay. Gave you faith? Right? These are really good things. These heroes, but they were the strength we needed when we didn't have the strength to go on. Right? They were the ones that gave us hope. They inspired us. They gave us a chance to see something that we couldn't see in our small little caught up life, right? You seem so small when you're a kid, right? Everything was so big. Anybody ever go back to the place where those school they lived in or the house they lived in, and so that everything shrunk? It was one of the things for me. I grew up in the Bronx, and even the buildings shrunk. I was like, I thought it was. They were higher up than this, and they weren't on the block that I lived. But that's the idea. We need heroes. We need the people in our lives, and we have heroes. That's the other thing. We have heroes, but we don't spend enough time focusing on our heroes. We spend more time focusing on the negative, the things that don't work, the ways that, the people that disappoint us. How many times do we hear a story about something that takes us down more than something that uplifts us, right? So we need the heroes. We need to have them. We need to be in this place of surrounding ourselves with their wisdom, with their grace, with their inspiration. I wanted to look at we have the different peace heroes today. So I'll just quickly, St. Francis of Assisi, his idea was really connecting to the divine in such a way that he saw that interconnectedness of us with life. But what did he do as part of his journey is he relinquished everything to the point where he just disrobed and naked because the clothes he was wearing belonged to his father. And he took that much trust and stepped out into the world to give that trust to anybody who would listen, because he was there to not only have it for himself, but to offer it for others. And the first thing he offered it to was the grass, the leaves, the trees, the brother, sun, sister, moon, our animals. To this day, in celebration of St. Francis, is that we bless the animals, and we're going to bless our animals. Because this sense of peace and connectedness, knowing that whatsoever we do to the least of our beings, the earth, our animals, we do to ourselves. And then we go on. I love Peace Pilgrim. She just died in 1981. It's just and that was John Lennon again in 1980. I mean, it's just, they were there, the two of them, around the same time. Here is a woman who just said, she just stepped out in front of the Rose Bowl and said, I'm just walking for peace. She let go of all of her earthly possessions. She had a shirt that said, whatever, thousands of miles for peace. And she said, I'm just going to walk across the whole country and talk to everybody I know about just living a life of being present and knowing that peace is possible. And the peace that needs to start inside of each and every one of us. The peace that needs to then emanate out from us into the relationships that we have in our everydayness of our lives, and then the peace that we can then bring to the world. Because the peace needs to start first within us. If it's not in our own minds, it's not going to be in the world. So people say, how can I be a peace hero? I say, yes, you can be a peace hero. Start with your own mind. Is my mind full of criticism? My mind full of, I know the right way for things to go and to be? Or is my mind that channel that we sang about? Is an open vessel for true spiritual love and blessing to come through and to be a part of who and what I am. So Peace Pilgrim walked around and asked people and talked to people, went to colleges, was invited in. She had nothing. If nobody gave her food, she didn't eat. If nobody gave her a place to sleep, she slept on the side of the road. She just walked and walked and walked. And she gave this message, and you can look her up at peacepilgrim.org and find out more of the story of her life. And this was her words in here. And then she said, we have to change fear with faith that God's laws work. That means to see beyond what we are seeing. To trust in laws that work higher, larger, bigger than just us. And I'm talking about laws that continue on outside of this planet. This is God's laws, a universal laws. This is going out bigger. And we don't even know half of what these laws are yet. We're still trying to figure it all out. It's huge. But they are tremendous and they can help us. We have to hold on to them. Being that hero is that one that steps up in the midst of all the chaos and says, I will believe. I will stand tall. I will trust. That means I don't know what's going to happen. But I'll hold fast. So we have those. We have Mahatma Gandhi. I'm sure everybody knows the story of Mahatma Gandhi. I'm privileged today to go to the Indian consulate in Manhattan and to speak with a group there that is in celebration of Mahatma Gandhi. And it's a simple story. It's a simple story. All these stories are very simple. You say yes. Say yes to being that person. Yeah, that person. That's going to be kind. That's going to be caring. That's not going to be justified. That's going to be forgiving. That's not going to be focused on themselves only. Willing to give. And the harder things get, the more that you are willing to step up and step into it. And the harder things get, the more that you are going to be even kinder, even more caring, even more loving. That's the job. And that's why we have, in John Lennon, he's talking about this song, Imagine. Imagine. Imagine what would happen in your own life today if you lived the principles that he lays out in that song. Imagine if you lived for today. If today was the last day of the rest of your life, could you say in deepest sincerity that you loved and people knew that you loved them and they felt good about it and you felt good about it? It was clear. It was connected. Imagine all the stuff falls away. It's hard for us to do. We're very caught up in the world. We're very caught up in our categories. Our categories. Where do you belong? What category do I belong in? Categories of country, he says, and religion, he says. And what about if we let that all go? You know, we're good. We're good to say, I don't know about that category, and we're spiritual people here. So a lot of people that come to gathering are people that say, okay, you know, I stepped out of my religion, and maybe that wasn't for me. But the rabbi that taught me said, never instead of, always in addition to. Don't go with anger. If you go with anger, you're not spiritual. Add. Look at the resentment. Heal. Let it go. Find the good. Be with grace. That's the real imagine. I know it's hard. We get caught up in countries. Who makes the lines? It's people. It's life. This is the crazy thing we've done. Human beings. We're all in this together. One planet. One people. One universal law for all of us. You know, he says in there about the things that we get caught up with, right? We get caught up in that idea of possessions and what we have and what we don't have and how to get that. Peace heroes, potential peace heroes out there, I say to you today, it's about relationship. What are the words coming out of your mouth? Every moment. What were the thoughts you thought before those words came out of your mouth? What do you really care about? And is that expressed in your very beings? This is our challenge today. This is my ask of you today. What do you need to let go of? What do you need to let go to imagine yourself a peace hero for the people you come in contact with, to the ground that you walk next to, for the tree that provided you shade and comfort. What do you need to let go of to be clear channels of this peace, of this grace, of this goodness? Every week we learn from different traditions, all the different mechanisms that help us to do these jobs. We only talked about a few peace heroes today, but there are many out there. And if you don't have one, find one. Agnes is here. Agnes, I just want to say, when we do book clubs, right away, the first thing she does is she finds a buddy. She finds a buddy that's going to do the work with her and really make it more internalized. Want to be a peace hero? Find someone. Help me. Help me be a peace hero in my life. Help me be somebody that I can look up to when I think about the person that I am. And buddy up. Do the work. Help each other. And help this world be a better place to live in. Thank you. So it is. Thank you.